Someone please confirm that you are able to see my slides.
Yes, sir.
You are able to see?
Yes.
Very good. Thanks a lot for all the nice words of introduction and all that. Now, good afternoon to everybody. My good friend Achalapati, Sastri Garu, Principal Venumadhav Garu, and some other members from the faculty of our college and other colleges, and my dear students. You are listening to me within a gap of about 1 week for a second time. Last time I had an opportunity to share some of my thoughts with you about motivation and self-development. Now, this is to be taught as a second subject or as a first subject, first topic, is a point of detail. But the most important thing I want you to understand here is that time is running out, even for this session. It is already 3:21. I plan to take this session till about 4:40, depending on your interest and your idea of asking questions or suggestions or discussion. We'll be taking it up further. You must have seen the hourglass or this time glass, as it is called, hourglass, the sand that is in the above container continuously drips down. And once it is empty, let's say it takes 1 hour, immediately it is turned in the other direction. And once again, it begins. Whether you are sleeping, eating, dreaming, studying, doing anything else or nothing, time is running out. The beautiful introduction that our two young friends gave. Yes, time is very important. First, it was yesterday. We survived today. And when we survive, it is tomorrow, and the day after that, and the day after that. Unbroken continuity is what you see in time. Some of these ideas which I am sharing with you, I have acquired very late in my life. If only I was aware of these ideas, the ones I shared with you last time, and the ones that I am going to share with you now. When I was relatively young, like you, say 18, 19, 20, I am sure it would have made a significant difference in the attempts and the achievements that I could have experienced over a period of time. No regrets. Whatever was due was granted to me by the Almighty. Now I am willing to share what all I have understood, learned, experienced, felt with the younger generations, so that I have a feeling that at least some of them, 1, 2 people, will take the initiative. 1% change will bring about a great change to them and to the society. First of all, I would like you to appreciate whether you have ever heard this number, 86,400. Normally, I would love to make these sessions interactive, but then the technological constraints, but this is a virtual session. So I will just assume that I have asked the question. I will also assume that you have answered it, and I'll proceed further. This 86,400 is nothing but 24 hours into 60 minutes into 60 seconds. So 86,400 seconds get added to our account, time bank, every day when the sun rises. Whatever you are doing, putting it to productive use or unproductive use or wasteful use, you find this 86,400 count down to begin. 86, 399, 398, 397, and so on. The first fundamental point I want you to appreciate is, can you stop time? No, you can't. Can you fast forward time? Can you say day after tomorrow must come first and tomorrow must come later? No. Can you rewind the time? That means you can't enter into the past. You can't jump into the future. You can't miss the present. That means the past, the present, and the future will come in an undisturbed planned sequence as per the rotation of the earth around the sun. So what is it that you can do? Flow with it or stop, oppose. If you are stopping, it is up to you, but you can't stop the time. Why is time important? Last time, if you remember, I have explained, and those who are attending for the first time, I request them, because the previous session is available on YouTube, to go through that later. I have tried to tell you that L is equal to T. Life is equal to time. Life consists of time and nothing else. That because of the perfect identical equation established, when we appreciate the relationship between life and time, and if you consider your life to be very valuable, surely I am sure you would appreciate that, because life consists of time and nothing else, time is very valuable. Very briefly, what is this life? Very briefly again, this particular slide, I usually prefer to explain it because this tunes the mind, impresses upon an individual as to what is this life is equal to time. Time started when creation started. We were not there. Lakhs and lakhs of years have passed. For example, then I appeared on the screen. That is my date of birth. Now, before my date of birth, where was I? Who was I? What was I doing? Absolutely no idea. Then maybe, since I'm already 80 years, maybe in a year or two or so, whatever that be, I'll be leaving this place. When I leave this place, where I will go? Well, there's a lot of theory, discussion, theology, and all that. Leave it at that. So there is a date of birth, a starting date, and let us call it date of death, that is expiry. On a particular day, I'll be leaving this world. So before the date of birth and after the date of expiry, Vishwanathan is not there. So what is Vishwanathan? When he was alive. When was he alive? The time between the birth and the death. So the time between the birth and death constitutes my life, because that is the time I am available here on this planet Earth. So my time is my life. Simplify, life is time. Simplify, express it symbolically, L is equal to T, L minus T is 0. Now, once we understand this to tune our mind, time management refers to the efficient and effective use. And you note the difference in the significance of these two words, efficient, effective. In terms of efficiency, it may be cost effective. But in terms of effective, maybe you planned for something for 10 lakhs of rupees, finished it in 9 lakhs. Congratulations, you are very efficient. But does it really serve the purpose? Has it served the intended purpose? Quality has been compromised or not? So to meet your professional and personal goals. Now, studentship is a duration or a time when you are picking up the required skills for the rest of your life. Maybe you will be studying up to 20, 21, 22, 23 years. You have another 73 years for you. How are you going to manage the remaining 73 years with the skills that you have picked up during these 23 years? And believe me, more particularly when you have reached 15 to 21, 15 to 23, whatever skills and degrees you are studying, that is going to really shape you and make you a finished product. So time management skills picked up early while you are a student will be of great foundational help throughout your life. Not for the sake of a student. I'm not, the certain concepts which I'm going to explain to you in time management is meant for your life, not just for the student life. Student life, of course, included, because that is the most dominating factor you have in your mind today. Now, this is getting organized, working better, achieving more in less time, working faster, saving time, no time overruns, no cost overruns, reducing stress, doing it with a smile and not with a stressful face, and then getting rid of time-wasting distractions. The last point I would like to tell you is getting rid of the time-wasting distractions is something that we must concentrate. If we don't concentrate on that, effortlessly, in an untraceable manner, we will be losing control over the time. Then there is no question of getting organized, no question of stress will be increasing, and we will not be able to work better and faster. So what is time management? For those who are a little insistent on some definitions, explanations, etc. the art of arranging, organizing, scheduling, and budgeting. Budgeting means allotting one's time for the purpose of generating more efficient work, more effective work, and productivity is known as time management. So this involves exercising not forgetful but conscious control over the amount of time spent on each of the specific activities with a focus to increase effectiveness, efficiency, and or productivity. So time management helps an individual to be more organized and more productive. It helps to manage your time efficiently. Proper time management helps you to be relaxed and less stressed, organized, efficient, plan efficiently, schedule efficiently, prioritize tasks, and be self-disciplined. If you follow all this, you will have time left for yourself. Otherwise, 24 hours you are running to make 2 square meals a day. Then where is the time for you to relax? Where is the time for you to grow? Whether it is spiritual or materialistic, you will not have any time left. And that's not the way time should be handled. Now, what are the benefits of time management? As I have been indirectly covering, increases productivity. That means output by input or input-output ratios, as you call. Output will be more valuable than the total of inputs that you have given. And when you do it with a smile, it causes less stress. That means better health. That means no stress on the heart, etc. Then it improves your self-esteem, confidence in yourself, because you are sure that you are able to plan correctly, execute, and get the appreciation and the applause from everyone around. Then you would be able to have a better work-life balance. As a student, you may not be able to experience this, but once you become an employee or a proprietor or a manager, you require to appreciate better this work-life balance, which indirectly I was covering in the previous slide, as you must have some valuable time left for your own self, your personal self, your family, your children, your friends, and so on. Then prevention of panic in times of workload. As you get refined over a period of time, strengthened with improved self-confidence, become more mature and experienced, what happens? Suddenly, when a spurt of work, excess load of work comes, you will not get upset. Just imagine I have seen in past 2-3 months, 1 or 2 doctors who have not gone home, who have not taken rest over 24 hours on duty. They felt exhausted. They slept on the stretchers and on the ground and so on. And they were weeping actually. A lady doctor was telling that maybe she is 40 or 45, I don't know. She was telling that during some 20 years of my service as a doctor, I have never seen so many deaths. Just feel how much of stress these people would be having. It may not be a relative, but the person in front of you is a patient. You have to give the best of your attention. So in times of panic, earthquake, or some railway accident, or some major calamity, or say a flood or some such thing, unexpected increases in workload will be there, but a better time management. That means thinking in advance and getting ready and getting prepared. So what are the elements that are involved? Like the bricks that are required for the construction of a wall, being aware of your time, being aware of your time wasters. Kahan fisal ja raha hai haath se? What are your priorities? Prioritization. How about self-management? Management of your personal resources. Do you have any goals? If you don't have goals, there are no priorities. If you have goals, there are priorities. Then what are the measures of your achievement? How do you want to measure? And how about the planning, which is very crucial, believe me, my friends. So what are the components? As management students, I'm sure you are familiar: planning, organizing, delegating, and importantly here, managing interruptions, scheduling and prioritizing. Let me tell you about managing interruptions. I have seen personally instances where some people deliberately make it a point and interrupt, disturb, so that in a disturbed mood, your performance in the next hour will be of a lower, diluted quality. They have a deliberate interest in your getting a bad name deliberately. What is it that we can do? Actually speaking, there is no time management. What do I mean by that? You can't manage time. Then why are you taking this topic, sir? It is managing ourselves in tune with the time and the compulsions and the requirements is time management. So where do we begin? We should first know where we are. We should first know how we are spending our time. We should first know in 15-minute increments, if not for 1 week, at least for 1 day, but it would be better to have it for 1 week. Let's say you get up at 6 o'clock or so in the morning, right? So 6 to 6:15, 6:15 to 6:30, 6:30 to 6:45, and so on. In 15 minutes installment, say till you go to bed at 11 o'clock or whatever that be. Major activities. For example, say 3 minutes brushing the teeth, 2 minutes drinking coffee, 4 minutes some washing the face. You need not write all that. You can say 15 minutes getting ready in the morning. Like that, save the time. So what does this mean? You are writing a journal. Common students will be able to appreciate better the words journal and ledger. So writing a journal is nothing but listing things that are happening. So you give an opportunity to reflect on your day. Why should you write down? Sir, is not this a waste of time? I can use this time instead of writing down for productivity. But the whole idea here is to help you to appreciate so that you can improve the productivity. That means you need not write every day for the rest of your life. But when you are believing in improving your time management skills, this is what is necessary for you. So, as I said, this is an interesting phrase. We can't manage time. What we really learn is to manage ourselves. So when we manage ourselves, that means we are, because life is time, we are managing our time. Now, I just want to tell you some 3 or 4 points here that must be noted. Planning and goal setting are necessary. If you don't believe in planning, that means you would like to spend an unplanned, unpredictable, unscheduled life. And if you don't believe in having any goals, you want to just face whatever it is and say, I have done it and so on, then time management is not for you. If you are a little indisciplined lot, don't want to listen to anyone, any reason, any suggestions, any advice from anyone, and if you don't believe in managing yourself, then there is no time management for you. And if you say, sir, I have plenty of time, I don't know what to do with my time. If there is scarcity, lends value. If there is plenty of time, where is the question of need for managing the time, sir? As it is, I do not know what to do with my time. So there is no need for me. There is plenty of time, so I need not manage. Now, dealing with other people, it is other people who have to deal with me. There is no worry. I need not deal with other people, so I need not bother about the nuances. And getting results, I don't care. I am born in a very rich family. I am very lucky and I have so many things to do and undo. So where is the question of my worrying about results? People who are around me are worried about the results and satisfying me, but I need not worry about it. These sort of headstrong activities will not lead you anywhere in your life. Now, to improve, obviously, that's the point anywhere. Now, when I was talking about motivation and self-development last time, I was talking about how do you motivate yourself to develop continuously, endlessly, further to the last breath of your life on this planet Earth. So 3 phrases I would like to, at the risk of repetition, I would like to tell you: a sense of purpose. Why, what, where, when, who, how, and a sense of propriety based on human values, and a sense of proportion, not disproportionate, but appropriate, and so on. So essentially, time management simply means first things first, or as I call it, prioritization. There is no other alternative. That is the best thing. Which first, which next? So in mathematics, you are told A plus B plus C is equal to D. Correct. A plus B plus C is equal to D. I would just like to ask you one common sense thing. For example, in the winter, I put on a banian, I put on a shirt, and I put on a sweater. Am I clear? So A plus B plus C is the warmth that I want to experience. Since it is arithmetically equal, can it restructure the order? For example, will I put on the sweater first, and then the shirt, and then the banian? People would laugh at me. But A plus B plus C is D, sir. Total warmth is the same, sir. In whichever form I am putting, it doesn't matter, sir. Sorry, sir. Life is not mere A plus B plus C. It is more than that. The art of prioritizing covers 4 major task groups. It is 2 ands, 2 buts, and 4 nots. Can anyone guess? Someone will please unmute those who are willing, or maybe 1 or 2 answers mentioned in the chat box I can take. Anyone? अरे भाई कोई कुछ बोलना चाहते हैं या अब तक कुछ समझ में नहीं आया?
Let me open the chat box.
Yes, sir. The chat box is now open.
2 ands, 2 buts, and 4 nots. शायद कभी सुने होंगे आप. खास इंपॉर्टेंट नहीं है, लेकिन मैं ये जानना चाहता था कि पहले कभी सुने आप, नहीं सुने बोल के, बस इतना ही. Okay, don't worry about. Important and urgent. Not important but urgent. Not urgent but important. Not important and not urgent. आप गिन लीजिए, मैं जो हिसाब बताया आपको, 2 ands, 2 buts and 4 nots. What is it? Primarily, there are 2 things. All our tasks can be categorized as important and or urgent. A combination of these 2, that is permutations and combinations. What do you get? 2 by 2. 2 by 2 is 4. That means there are certain very important tasks which also are urgent. Next category is they are important, no doubt, but not urgent. Then they are not urgent, but very important. And there is the 4th category, in contrast to the first category mentioned, not important and not urgent. Let us see something about them. I would like to spend some time on this particular slide, please. Here you have, I think you are able to see the arrow and the movement of the arrow. Urgency, that means towards the origin less urgent, as you move away from the origin more urgent. That's why I have labeled these 2 columns as not urgent and urgent. Then here from x-axis, from 0 to the x-axis, you know, the lower quadrant here or quadrant is not important, and as we move away, it becomes important. So that means in terms of importance, this upward movement, in terms of urgency, this horizontal movement, etc. Now, let us first look at the not important category, which are also considered deliberately, simultaneously not urgent. Some phone calls. Maybe you receive a call, let's say, let's assume that you are studying, or you are in the college, or you are employed somewhere and so on. All sorts of phone calls will come, marketing phone calls will come, friends will be calling, aaj shaam mein kahan jana hai, picture ko jana hai, ye wo, etc. You are distracting yourself and wasting your time. There must be a time and a specified manner and a method of dealing with them. Similarly, emails and unexpected visitors, even when they are expected visitors, you must be able to plan to the extent possible. And there are certain pleasant activities like, say, one of the 10 persons working in the office has, something like, say, a birthday. He got a packet of sweets and he's distributing. So everybody gathers around and says, happy birthday to you, claps and all that sort of thing. This is necessary. But then do you spend 15 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour meeting that particular birthday boy or the birthday girl? So these are certain things which you must be able to control and command. So from here, we can move vertically up or we can move horizontally to the right. Now, first let's move up. What do I mean by this? That means here you find important but not urgent tasks. Let's see. Relationship building. With a colleague or someone who got a promotion, he has to be congratulated. or honestly, you missed it and he got it, etc. Whatever that be. It is important, otherwise he would feel sorry, but then it is not urgent. You can send a message or you can send an email and you can meet him a little later without disturbing your work. Planning. Maybe you will say it is for next year. I'll plan later. Why should I worry now? No, planning is not urgent, but very important. Actually, every day you must plan to do something. Then the third one is recognizing new opportunities. As students of commerce and management, many of you are familiar with SWOC, SWOC, I was explaining last time, strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and challenges, and recognizing new opportunities. Because as it is said, that the opportunity knocks only once on your door, and if you fail to open, it just goes and knocks some other door. So you have to be 24 hours alert, conscious as to the opportunities that are available. From here, we'll get back in order to appreciate the logic and move back to this first area, first quadrant, that is non-urgent, and move horizontally towards urgent. Now, what does this mean? This box represents examples of not important items, but they are urgent items. For example, interruptions. Let us say you are doing a very important calculation, last step of the problem. Someone comes and says, sir, boss is calling you. It's an interruption. कुछ मत बोलो, मुंह बंद करो, जवाब नहीं देना. First listen and then say. Your reaction should be later, but not immediately. Then some reports. They are urgent reports. Sir, there is a question from the assembly. Minister wants to know some information and you must give the information immediately. नहीं है, शाम के 5 बजे के बाद फोन करो बोलो. नहीं हो सकता वो. Then pressing matters you can easily understand. Now we move here towards the top right-hand side quadrant. As you can see, they are important, and as you can also see, they are urgent. That means both urgent and important. What are they? Deadline-driven projects. At 4 o'clock, your train leaves. You have already got your suitcase ready and got it to the office. You normally expect 20 minutes as the time to drive from your office to the station. To be on the safe side, start 30 minutes before. Better reach this train safely, station safely. Pressing problems, crisis situations, fire accident in the office, both urgent and important. So it is your ability to classify the whole list of tasks that you do, at least to the extent you are able to anticipate, into 1, 2, 3, and 4. Because those that are urgent may become important if you neglect them. Those which are not urgent may become important if you neglect. So, putting them in the relevant box and trying to see that you give priority. That's why I used the word prioritization, makes all the difference. What are the external time wasters? Let us see. Interruptions, as I've already told you. Gossip. There are people in the office, as in the college, who always come and bring some news, irrelevant to the purpose, irrelevant to the priority on hand. Then there are too many tasks to be performed. Probably, say in government offices, sometimes there are workers and shirkers. What happens with workers? People are retiring, no new employment, no new recruitment is taking place. And if you ask for more hands, people will simply say, automation is being done, computers are available, it can do the work of 10 people, so don't bother, no extra hands will be given, only you have to do all the work. Then what happens? You will be burdened with work, and that will be really a challenge. Then there will be unscheduled visitors. गांव से निकल के आते हैं, अरे आया था हैदराबाद को, आपसे यहाँ ऑफिस यही है बोल के मैं आपके पास आया हूँ, हेलो कैसे हैं, शाम में क्या प्रोग्राम है, आज जल्दी आ जाना, आज जो है पिक्चर को जाना है. Unscheduled visitors. Poor work environment. It all depends how your office is organized. Lack of clarity about goals, about prioritization particularly, and distractions. I remember very well, way back 20, 30 years ago, when the TV, cell phone were not there, when only radio transistors were there, and we have in this country a great madness for this game called as cricket. And people were, I mean, there were always games. 5-day matches, 2020s, of course, they have come recently. 1-day match, the international matches, X country versus Y country versus Z country, this one, league, tournament, knockout. Oh God. Every day there was a cricket match. And every day people were wondering as though earthquake is going to happen if they don't keep up with the score. कोई भी मिला, कैंटीन पे मिलो, बाहर मिलो, लंच अवर, शाम में, बस के पास, बस क्यों में, स्कोर क्या है? स्कोर क्या है? Oh God. I think our country has lost crores of man-hours in with this madness. What are the internal time wasters? Our own built-in tendency to delay, to postpone. अरे जल्दी क्या है, कल करेंगे. अरे फ्राइडे को सबमिट करने का है ना, आज तो थर्सडे ही है, क्या जल्दी है, जाओ सो जाओ, एंजॉय करो, कल सुबह आके पहले कर देंगे. Low motivation. Already I discussed with motivation. I think I should not repeat it. Lack of planning. There are some people who don't believe in planning. They consider planning as a waste of time. Lack of prioritization, which I was repeatedly emphasizing. Indecision. What does this mean? Inability to decide. Not sure whether A is to be adopted or B is to be adopted and so on. And there are some people who, for various reasons, they are not quick but slow in understanding the complexities of the situation that are present in front of them, either physical exhaustion or mental exhaustion. Sometimes family problems can also be there. Not being able to say no. कोई भी कुछ भी बोलो, हाँ साहब, हाँ साहब, हाँ साहब. Very passive people. With the result, everybody in the office trusts them with lots and lots of work. Lack of needed skill and knowledge to tackle. For example, if you are a very smart guy, you know how to manage. Well, let's say you are an average guy, your problems will be more. Essential habits for good time management are know where the hours are going. That's why I told you about time logs. कहाँ जा रहा है ये 24 घंटे? फिसल जा रहा क्यों? Keep focused on the end result. Work to defined priorities. Schedule time for important issues appropriately, a sense of proportion and a sense of purpose. Delegate routine tasks and responsibility for them to others, so that's how you will be having more time left for yourself. Plus, you will be building up the second rung of the ladder, the third and the fourth, and so on. Confront your own indecision and delay. Be sharp, be quick, and be productive. Then take the stress out of the work. Do it with a smile. Keep applying the essential habits, and I am sure you would be able to experience greater pleasure in handling. So time management for you, in a way, probably I have already said, but can very briefly be summed up like, do not try to be perfect. I'm not trying to say encourage imperfection or compromise with quality. I'm only trying to say sometimes you may have to, when you are in the assembly line, push off, push on, push forward, and so on. Keep your desk organized so that everything is available without searching for it. Learn to say no, control interruptions, concentrate on results, stay motivated. Write down your ideas because ideas will vanish if you don't bother to recognize them. Control your tendency to procrastinate. Make a list of tasks to be done, TTBD as I call it, things to be done. Plan effectively, set goals, make schedules, meet deadlines, be decisive, set priorities, and most importantly, don't get disturbed unnecessarily. Stay focused. So improve your time management skills and you will begin enjoying your life better. Improve your time management skills and make a difference to your professional and personal life. Thank you for your patient listening. Now I have to move on to the next topic because two topics are there. I have to do some justice to the second topic also, and that is to this session on hints on study skills from the viewpoint of the students. I have deliberately added this tagline because study skills for the teachers acquire a different category of their own, and they represent certain more complicated, complex attitudes. So it is for the students. I know majority of the people hearing me today are students. Why are we generally speaking afraid of examinations? Some people sweat. The moment, let's say, a notice is put, The university has sent a timetable, it is displayed on the notice board. Immediately कांपना शुरू हो जाता है. Generally. Why study? The only point is, if you don't develop your skills, get the required qualifications, get respectable jobs, what will happen? You will remain an unskilled person. With the result, you have to be a daily wage earner. Sometimes in 365 days of a year, maybe for 200 and 220 days, you may be getting employment. On other days, you will be missing the employment. So you must be a very clear, clarity in your mind as to why you would study, what would you get when you study, when you get good grip over the subject, and if you don't study well, what happens, you must be very clear. This sort of shocking recognition of the reality of not being a serious student must be impressed upon the students at the beginning of the year. Then why this fear of examinations? Right from class 1, you have been writing these examinations up to class 10. Then only you have come to the college. So you are very well aware that there will be examinations in the months of March or April or whatever that be. Then why are you not prepared when you have got a 9 months, 10 months notice for the examinations? Why is it you are unprepared? And why is it that people fail? Is it that difficult to get your 36% or 40% marks? And why anyone gets low scores? So low, you just wonder how you got. And why there are backlogs? Don't answer that because university permits backlogs are there. What does that mean? Whether you are having annual examinations or semester examinations or trimester examinations, whatever that be, there are backlogs. Why backlogs are permitted by the university? Out of some sort of kindness, pity, that by kabhi-kabhi ho sakta hai, that you are from a rural background or from a regional media background. With the result, you find it difficult to cope up, and hence you are not able to pass all the papers, daklam dakli, ek ke baad ek, etc. Then what happens? Your backlogs get accumulated. I'll give you a simple example. Let's say there are 6 papers in the first semester, another 6 papers in the second semester. In the first semester, 6 papers, you have passed in 4 papers and you have failed in 2 papers. So what happens now? Second semester, along with the 6 papers of the second semester, you have to clear these 2 papers of the first semester. So 6 plus 2, 8 examinations you have to write at the end of the second semester. वहां फिर एक 3-4 में लुढ़क जाते. तो फिर थर्ड सेमेस्टर को क्या होता? थर्ड सेमेस्टर के 6 पेपर और एक उस 3-4 जो ब्रॉट फॉरवर्ड बैलेंस है, वो भी जो है सर के ऊपर बैठ जाता. When 6 papers were there, you could not clear 6 papers. What are the chances of your clearing 8 papers and 9 papers? With the result, there are people, either because universities don't permit, the rules don't permit, or they feel that 8 papers, 9 papers are backlogs, I won't be able to do, and they drop out. That means discontinue. What a criminal waste of money and investment and time of the society. Then somehow you manage. What do you mean by somehow you manage? 4 years course is completed in 5, 6, 6.5, 7, 7.5 years, etc. And then when you come out, ultimately, Ammaya, I have become a BTech or I have become something, etc. When you go for appearing for the interviews, they will look at the memorandum and say, in which year you passed, which semester, how many backlogs were there, and say, and they will immediately come to, right or wrong, I do not know, a judgment that you cannot be entrusted with responsible work, and then unemployment. Here I would like to take 2 minutes to explain to you that problem identification requires critical thinking, but solutions require creative thinking. This is in the context of study skills. But I would like to tell you of one instance of Tata company, Jamshedpur, when the head of the group visited Jamshedpur, some workers were organizing a sort of small strike. Sir, please spare 2 minutes time for us, 2 minutes time for us, and so on. So normally when these dignitaries come, they are driven straight to the boardroom for discussions, etc. But the workers waiting at the gate of the compound, at the compound of gate of the office, attracted the attention of the chairman. So he asked his driver and the convoy that was there to stop, stepped down from the car and said, "Bolo Baba, kya baat hai? What is the point?" He said, "Sir, कितने बार हम बोले हैं लोगों को, बात नहीं सुनता साहब, क्या बात है, क्या नहीं सुन रहा है उन्होंने?" Because Tata's culture is different compared to other companies. They said, "साहब हमारे टॉयलेट्स इतना गंदी है, we are not in a position to go and use them, sir." He said, "Oh, is that so? Well, give me time. I'm going in for a meeting for about 2 hours or so. I think I'll be able to come out. Just walk in, don't protest, do your job, attend to your work, etc. In the afternoon at 1 o'clock, I'm going to meet you people in the canteen during the lunch hour, and I am sure I will have an answer for you," and so on. That's how it started. Then he went in and he asked, there were some people waiting outside, what's the problem? So the local unit head said, "साहब ये कितने डिमांडिंग है, ये लोग कुछ भी करो नहीं मानते, सेटिस्फाई नहीं होते." बोले, भाई क्या बात है? भाई ये टॉयलेट का प्रॉब्लम है। क्या टॉयलेट का प्रॉब्लम है? तो the local head has answered, "सर ये जैसा उन लोगों के लेवल के लिहाज से जो है हम कुछ अरेंजमेंट्स किए हैं, वो लोग सेटिस्फाइड नहीं है। ऐसा क्या? मुझे देखने दो." So he goes to the toilet which is reserved for executives and the toilet which is reserved for staff. I mean, all other staff other than the executives. He finds significant difference and significant stinking from the toilet reserved for the staff. Then he says, sits in the meeting and says, "How much time you will take to improve?" सब 20-25 दिन तो लगेंगे, उन लोगों को बुलाना, इन लोगों को बुलाना, कंस्ट्रक्शनल चेंजेस करना पड़ता है, नई चीज खरीदना पड़ता है, फिर फिक्स करना पड़ता है, एक्सेट्रा. अच्छा, he said, "All right." Now he said, "Do you have any carpenter like person in our office?" I said, "Yes sir, they are ready." So he just goes and says, "भाई ये स्टाफ का जो बोर्ड है ना, निकाल के एग्जीक्यूटिव बोर्ड है इस जगह रखो, और एग्जीक्यूटिव का जो बोर्ड है ना, वो निकाल के इधर स्टाफ के दरवाजे के ऊपर लगाओ." Rest of the detail I don't want to spend further time. Within 2 days things were in, because executives did not pay attention to this problem, neglected it completely. They did not consider it as important enough nor urgent enough. That means, in what I have told you 5 minutes earlier, not urgent, not important. They waited for the chairman to come and solve the problem. 2 दिन के अंदर सब सुधर गए. And do you know what this gentleman sent message later when he went to the headquarters? हर 15 दिन को एग्जीक्यूटिव बोर्ड स्टाफ के ऊपर लगाओ, स्टाफ का बोर्ड जो है एग्जीक्यूटिव वॉशरूम के ऊपर लगाओ. That's why I am telling you, my friends, problem identification requires critical thinking, but solutions require creative thinking. Both critical and creative thinking, I think I have explained through this particular example. What I am trying to tell you is, you know that you are a student, you know that there will be examinations, you know that you have to pass with flying colors, you have to pass within the time frame given. That means you must prepare right from day one. How can you neglect? And what do we mean by creative thinking in the context of study and examinations? Learning from others, learning from seniors, and learning from maybe certain points which I am going to tell you, they will be of some help to you. Observational learning and observational thinking. Full throttle, 100% attention, undivided, no multitasking, focus, undisturbed, Shraddhavan labhate jnanam. This session of mine, I would request you to consider this as a learning point. Maybe at least 1 or 2 concepts of mine will be new to you. And if you take them as learning points, they become a turning point in your life. And believe me, every turning point will be a transformational point. If you want to succeed in your life, you must be better than your competitor. Whether you are a
హలో సార్ మీరు ఉన్నారా లైన్లో?
Sir, his internet might have given a problem.
అదే ఆయన ఫోన్ చేశారు, మళ్ళా నేను ఫోన్ చేస్తే ఎత్తుకోలేదు సారు.
He will join, sir. Amish.
వచ్చారా, జాయిన్ అయ్యారా? మళ్ళా ఫోన్ చేస్తాను.
Sir, చెప్పండి సార్. చెప్పండి.
కరెంట్
Oh
పోయింది.
my God. Yeah. Okay. 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 You're sending. Okay. Okay. Yeah. Yes, it is there, sir. You can continue, sir. Then speaker phone about that. Yeah. Yeah. But slide.
Tweet, outplay, and outlast. If you want to succeed in your life, you must be better than your competitors. The first important point I would like to tell you is there are attractions and distractions inevitable in life. At every stage, you will find this to be the problem. Then what is it that you have to do? You must understand the attractions like the magnet. You must understand the distractions like the mosquito repellent and be aware of what you have to do. So the damaging consequences of the distractions will help you to move away from distractions and move towards attractions. You must learn to control your disturbances. How do these disturbances disturb us? Let us see. Our eyes get disturbed, ears get disturbed, nose gets disturbed, and ultimately the mind gets disturbed. How? Our eyes get disturbed because of visuals. Our ears get disturbed because of the sounds that we hear. Our nose gets disturbed because of the smell. Our mind gets disturbed because of the disturbing thoughts. What it simply means is, if you can control your mind, which would control in turn your eyes and ears and nose, you will be able to control the distracting visuals, distracting sounds, and distracting smells, and disturbing thoughts, and will be able to perform better. How are study skills useful for leading a better life? Because as I told you earlier, and maybe repeatedly, that this phase of yours, the first 20, 22, 25 years of your life are going to equip you for the remaining 75 years of your life. So these study skills and all that you pick up here will be helpful for the rest of your life. What is your attitude towards studies? In general, I mean, pressure, then it leads to stress and distress. If it is pleasure, it leads to more pleasure and sure success. How to study is one of the most important skills, but one that is rarely taught. This is unfortunate with our system. Whether it is high school or college or whatever that be, we don't do any induction program where study skills are taught to the people and they are told how different it is from high school to college, college to PG, PG to research and so on. We usually find people to be worried. I would study. I would know. I would admire forever. And I will be admired forever. That's what Emerson has to say. What is the difference between an animal and a human being? Animals don't have script, don't have books, don't have libraries, don't have syllabus, don't have schools, don't have examinations, don't have anything like pass, fail, etc. And maybe they don't have the ability to concentrate the way a human being is equipped. So improve your concentration skills. Simply speaking, I'll be sharing in the next few minutes, LSRWT. That simply means listen, speak, read, write, and think. listen attentively. In the classroom, outside the classroom, 2 ears have been granted to you, 1 mouth. The ears are placed near the head so that you listen and pass on the information in the quickest possible time, a millionth of a second, to your mind to process and then think and then react and then speak. So listen attentively, learn to live in the present. Don't be dreaming or don't be living in the past. Read reflectively, not merely turning the pages of the book and spoiling the book, etc. Learn to absorb, learn to internalize, learn to reflect on what you have. Probably you may require a 15 minutes break, even though you are going to sit there for 2 hours or 3 hours. Understand each paragraph, key ideas, key phrases and all that, and then proceed further. And when you write, you must write fluently. This is going to help you a great deal. There must be force, there must be power, there must be attraction, there must be fluency, and there must be ease. People should read like reading, should feel like reading whatever you have written. Then you must think constructively. What does this mean? You must learn to think creatively. Why should you think creatively? Because unless you are different from the rest of the people, you will not be able to achieve anything. Do you want to be just a common man, a below average performer, or you want to be someone who is superior? Let me give a break here for a minute. I got the power back. My internet connection is alive. And let me know whether you are able to see my slides or should I share the screen once again. Piyaru, are you listening to me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We are here.
My point is, I got the power back.
Yeah.
Are you able to see my slides?
No,
That
sir.
means I will
Not.
stop using the phone and I will start using my laptop.
You start your laptop, then you switch off, sir. Off the phone.
1 second.
Yeah.
What I will do is, I don't know what happened.
Meanwhile, you can open the chat box.
Already about 4:13 or 4:14.
Yeah.
Shall I continue this? Because maybe switching over would be another 3-4 minutes with certain uncertainties.
But that will be better, sir.
Yes, I am continuing, Baba. So this think constructively you have seen.
No, sir.
Right.
I think you can slide. If you can take 1 or 2 minutes, that's not a problem. People will be staying, sir.
Are you able to see my slides?
Not yet, sir. You are not connected.
Sir, ask him to raise
Can
his
you prove it now?
in meeting so that I can make him co-host.
No, you have not connected, sir, so far.
I understand. That means I have to share the screen once again.
You are not logged in at all.
See,
Yeah.
the connection got cut.
Oh, okay.
The whole thing is cut.
Yes, yes, yes.
Now I am trying to log in again.
Yes, 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 sir. We'll wait. No problem.
Meanwhile, you can open the chat box
Yes.
because some participants will be expressing their questions, if any. Ashmi? You open the chat box, they will write some questions before that. Is it open now? Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, you are available on the net, sir. You are connected. Your video has to be opened. Speaker
Yeah, I
has to.
got him. I got him. I'll make him co-host so that
Yeah.
share his screen. Yeah, thanks. You can share screen.
I may be permitted to share my screen.
Yes, sir.
No.
It is permitted.
Are you able to see my screen, my slides?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
I think you are able to see think constructively.
Yes,
Correct.
sir. Yes, sir. Yes.
Please confirm.
Yes,
Yes.
sir. We have
Yes,
seen.
sir.
Right. Friends, I'm sorry, there was a power cut and I couldn't help it, as you know. And maybe some slides you could not see. Instead of revisiting them, I would like to move forward. As I have done last time, I'll be sending my slides to Sastri Garu and Achalapati. They will share with you if you are interested in having these slides. So think constructively. Then speech. Very important, communication skills. I'm sure one of the sessions planned includes this. Speak effectively, learn to speak purposefully, force, जोश जोर रहना है आप जब बात करेंगे. Then all this is possible when you study seriously, mindfully, with undivided attention. So what is it that I'm talking? LSRW, maybe you have heard these words. Listen, speak, read, and write. And of course, though our eyes see, it is our mind that sees. Though we speak with the help of our mouth, it is our mind that is speaking. We see with the help of our eyes, write with the hand, and read with the eyes, etc. It is only the mind that is doing all this. So the most important thing, the differentiating factor between animals and the human beings is their listening, speaking, reading, and writing, including thinking capacity. That must always be sharpened. If you are a graduate student, these skills of yours must be much better than a 8th class or a 10th class or an intermediate student. So the mutual influence of LSRW on thinking and of thinking on LSRW must be clearly appreciated. There is reading and there is study. I don't know whether you have ever heard this study reading. This is active reading. It is not passive reading. Your thinking is extended as you react to, interpret, and is challenged by what you read. Not by hearting, but understanding. Ability to apply should be experienced while you are reading your text. There is what is called as SQR, SQ3R. Maybe you have heard it. This is called as reading strategy. First survey, then question. Then once you have questions in your mind, your reading becomes meaningful. When you read and when you understand, you must be able to recite it. That means say it aloud. And when you say it aloud, your ability to recall improves. So make studying and reading purposeful and effective with this SQ3R technique. I have given some explanation here. What do we mean by this survey? What do we mean by question? As I will be sharing these slides with you, I am sure those of you are interested. Those of you who are not following that method, those of you who would like to follow that method now, can easily get this detailed explanation from the contents of the subsequent slides. So once we understand this is what is your SQ3R methodology, then the logic is understood. In a way, I have already explained it briefly. Now, what is it we must think of? Concentration, because that improves memory. With better memory, you achieve more. This is the most critical thing. Just as the difference between a person who is alive and a body which is dead, or a person who is dead, is their ability to breathe in, ability to breathe out, ability to see, hear, grasp, understand, speak, accept, reject, etc. and so on. You are your memory, you are your concentration. Now, this concentration is essential to learning. Without concentration, whether in the classroom or when you are preparing at home, you would not be able to learn anything. So some tips for maintaining your concentration. Put it in your own words. Don't merely write imposition 10 times and by heart whatever is the phrase and the sentence that is there in the textbook. Write down what you don't understand and explore further. Visualize yourself studying because you have a purpose and a goal. Don't eat or don't be seeing TV while you are studying. That means learn to live in the present, undivided attention. Study in a quiet space. Maybe some of us are not rich enough. You may have only one bedroom, or and that bedroom is study room is activity room, etc. Whatever it is, make sure that you have a quiet space where you can study, and preferably study alone, unless you are one of the types of persons who unless you do joint studies or combined studies, you will not be able to study well. Think about what is motivating you to study. You must get a better job. You must be happy. You must be, say, getting married and having a family. You must take care of the responsibility of your parents and so on, and set some reasonable goals for yourself, not unreasonable goals. So, what is your present level of concentration? Will it be low if you are interested? No, it will definitely be high. If you have a goal in your life, concentration will be high. If you have self-discipline, concentration will be high. If you have an awareness of what you are foregoing by not studying, you become serious. If you have an idea of what you are going to gain, you become interested. If you have a spirit of healthy competition, you become motivated. Reserve your best time for studies. There is what is called as a biological clock. There are some people who say, sir, in the night, right from 10 o'clock to 1 o'clock, I study for 3 hours undisturbedly, sir. And if you ask them to get up at 5 o'clock, they will say, sorry, sir, nahi hota. We will get up only at 7 o'clock. Reverse. There are some people who say, sir, we can't be awake after 10 o'clock. At 10 o'clock, I will go to bed, and at 2 o'clock, I'll get up. I don't mind. 3 o'clock, I'll get up, and I will start concentrating on my studies. Because when everybody is asleep, that is the time for me to study, absorb, and so on. Have a good study plan. Very necessary. You must plan, and you must implement, and plus minus, you must review, replan, re-implement, and re-review. Regular study habits are necessary. What do I mean by that? 6 days we follow a schedule, sir. Sunday, all rules relaxed. Festivals, all rules relaxed. When you are sick, relaxing the rules, I can understand. But holidays and festivals, you're relaxing the rules is only putting the train out of this track. Organize your place for studies. Keep everything ready. I know some people who get up for the dictionary, who get up for the notebook, who get up for the refill, who get up for the scale, who get up for the pencil, and within half an hour, they get up at least 4 to 5 times, and they can't concentrate and sit undisturbed at one place. Read, internalize the content of it, write key ideas, key phrases, and all that, and revise. Enhance your memory skills. By the way, how good is your memory? On a 10-point scale, 0 to 10, are you at 10, 9 and 10, or are you at 5 and 6, or are you at 2 and 3? Why do we forget? And we remember the birthdays of film stars, cricket scores, and so many things which are not directly going to help you to get a better living in your life. And lessons we forget, formulas we forget, equations we forget. Now, how do we overcome this forgetting? I have some more slides to tell you about memory a little later, but for the present, I would like to give you a sort of preview. Hermann Ebbinghaus has presented, and I have adopted from him, Beating the Forgetting Curve. As you can clearly see, if you want to recollect 20 minutes after the lesson is over, you will be able to recollect only 58.2%, an average, not brilliant geniuses. If you want to recollect it after 1 hour, you can recollect much less, 44%. So as the time lapses, 9 hours, 1 day, 2 days, after 6 days, you can recover only 25.4% of what you have understood in the class. And after 31 days, your recovery is only 21%. That means almost 80% you have forgotten. What is the antidote for this? Revision, re-revision, recapitulation, writing in your own words, etc. So how do we forget? I mean, these are certain things difficult to spend time because of the practical difficulty. I am sending these slides. You can study them later. The forgetting curve and how to boost. Yes. So if you were to review 1, 2, 3, 4 times, once in 10 minutes, once after 10 minutes, in 24 hours, in 1 week, and in 1 month, you see that parallel lines that are there at 80% and 100%. So as you tend to forget, it will get lifted up, and then you will be forgetting less and less. After 1 month, because of 4 reviews or almost daily review and weekly review and reinforcement, etc., you are able to recollect anything between 80 to 100% and so on. So review is the secret. 10 minutes after the class, 24 hours, 1 week, and thus again and again and so on. So review is repetition. Repetition is internalization. Internalization is absorption. Absorption is making sure that we never forget. Not forgetting leads to better performance in examinations or in the life and so on. Now, whatever notes you have taken, I told you, read before going to the class, listen attentively, take notes in the class, and when you come out, revise your notes and so on. Thus, you will be enriching your notes. Knowledge orientation with exam orientation is necessary. Don't go on reading big books, encyclopedias and all that and say, sir, for one question I have written 28 pages answer, sir. For the remaining questions I have written 2-page answers, sir. No, you must be willing to tune your preparation for the examination also. Take care of your health. There are people who, because of the stress they experience, get fever on the first day or on the second day of the examinations, and the rest of the whole thing is derailed. Stress, yes, is necessary, but positive stress is necessary. If you are well prepared throughout, you will be feeling negative stress definitely as controlled. Memory techniques are certain things on which I would like to spend some time, because usually this is not taught. Even if taught, people neglect. And as you neglect, you are not ready. And when you are ready, you know that you have not gained anything. Mind mapping is a beautiful technique. Spirograph is another technique. Flow charting is one more technique. I'm just showing you some sample slides. You can search in the Google, you will get hundreds of pages of material on this. These key ideas, key phrases, keywords, and the links must be understood. The seen and the unseen, the implied, the connections between chapters of a subject, and the relationship between different subjects, and so on. Now, this is an example of a mind map. You can go through it later leisurely. I have explained this mind map in 2 or 3 slides so that it becomes easy. This is a sort of chart, one method of charting all the related information. This is another method of flow charting. Define, measure, analyze, improve, and control. The smooth flow is explained here clearly. Before I proceed further, I would like to remind you of a beautiful quote of Swami Vivekananda. Take up one idea, make that one idea your life. Think of it, dream of it, live on that idea, and that is the way to success. What I want to tell you here is focus, direction, concentration, improving memory. And without that, you are virtually nothing. You may say, sir, I have studied 20,000 pages, sir. Not able to remember anything. It will be of no use to you. So I have some slides here. They talk about memory, the nature of the memory. I have already told you something about why we forget and how to review and how to improve it and so on. Now, why do we forget? Because lack of seriousness, faulty recall system. You are a poor listener, or you have no serious intention about studies, or you are distracted because of love or films or cricket or sports or many other things. Too painful or embarrassing, or you are unprepared for the whole task because of your poor academic performance or other performance, or maybe you are doing a part-time job or something that happens in some cases. You come home, return, you're tired, or you go to college, then go for job and come back at 9 o'clock in the night, and you are physically tired, you are mentally tired, you will not be able to do anything. Or there is always the fear, physical stress, distractions, you feel bored and disinterested, or certain other things are attracting your attention. You dislike the person or disagree with what is being said. Some lecturers को देखे तो पसंद आता, Some lecturers को देखे तो उतना पसंद नहीं है. So that subject may be interesting. He may be a very good lecturer. Because I don't like that teacher, I will not like the subject and I will be neglecting it. Lack of understanding or mental stress or strain. Now, what are the 6 different types of memory? Sensory, verbal, short-term, motor skill, photographic and long-term. You can read it later. Mnemonics is the one method of helping you to move on further and to visualize and to remember better and so on. Some more memory tips are available. Some general tips for remembering is trust in yourself. If you don't believe in yourself, no God will help you. Make notice of what you want to remember, either by underwriting or what shall I say, highlighting it with some color, transparent color pens, or maybe making some notes, etc. Focus your attention on the matter, not on anything else. Take out distractions, move away. Give yourself time to understand. Some subjects are tough and some are relatively easy. Use all your 5 senses. There are people who put on the earphones, listen to music while they are studying. They may say, sir, this helps me to concentrate. No, please believe me, it will not. Organize yourself. Recognize and deal with the problems that may be negatively influencing your memory. For example, let's say father is sick or mother is in the hospital. You are constantly worried about it. Tomorrow there is an examination, but you don't feel like concentrating on the examination. Every paragraph, mother calls or maybe father calls, or you have to go and give them some medicine, etc. Relax, laugh, and enjoy your earlier memories. Be smart, when to review, overlearn the material. I'll give a very simple example to drive home. Let's say it's some weightlifting competition. Now I am in the category of some 120 pounds, let us say. Now, when I am practicing for that competition, if I can lift up to 130, 135, 140 pounds, and then enter the competition, effortlessly I'll be able to win. But when I practiced, I was only at 100 to 110. And when I go for a competition where 120 pounds is the minimum, how can I achieve it? So overlearn. Now, as I was telling in a different context, if you read and only read and nothing else, only 10% of what you read, you will remember. But when you read aloud, or when your friend reads, or when you record it and read it, and when you hear also, then 20% of what you hear, you will remember. Then when you see, when you read, and when you hear all the 3 put told, it shoots up to 30%. When you see and hear, it moves up to 50. And when we say it in our own words, it moves up to 70. And when we say and do, that is becoming, you will be able to remember 90% of it and so on. So what are the different memory techniques that are available? I have given some points here. I could not increase the points further. You can search in the Google and equip yourself. Here are about 24 points or so. The mnemonics, that is, how do we find it easy to remember? Abbreviations created by your own self. For example, EGBDF is a very good boy, does fine. Rhymes and songs, low-key items, peg systems, and so on. So summary of this particular part about memory is, by using memory techniques, you can take steps to learn and remember information more quickly, recollect better and effectively. Most memory techniques require that you change or organize the information that you need to learn. You have to be creative. You must be able to learn in a different way. Repeated reading of text and notes is often not enough unless you are putting it down in writing and repeating it in your own words. Memorization facilitates the road to understanding, but is not the same as understanding a subject. So reward yourself when you succeed, and understandably, carrot and stick policy I have explained earlier. So practice writing from memory. This is a beautiful point which I like very much personally. What does it mean? Let's say you spent 40 minutes reading some 8 or 10 pages of a particular book, right? You have understood, etc. Now close the textbook. Take sheets of white paper. Start recollecting all the points that you have understood or you felt that you have understood and so on. Then what happens? Compare with the textbook. What percentage of points you could recollect, in what sequence, as what chunks you have recollected, or where did you fail, or why did you fail at a particular place, and so on. Then develop the ability to expand and condense simultaneously. From a seed, you must be able to see the tree. From a tree, you must be able to locate the seed. Silent revision in the mind helps in internalization. But sometimes reading aloud also helps. Then silent revision. Avoid rote learning, because the first word or first sentence is missing for some reason. All the train stops and all that you have read will be completely stopped. Handwriting must be improved. Improve your legibility, improve speed, and improve presentation. There was one case of a student about whom I was inquiring. In the internal assessment, he did not write very legible. I asked him, he said, sir, अगर हम सही लिखे तो आप समझते साहब, पढ़ते पढ़े तो कम मार्क देते, तो आपको समझ में नहीं आया जैसा मैं लिख रहा हूं साहब, ताकि आप पास मार्क्स दे देंगे. That is the intelligence of some of our students. Then study the question paper pattern. There are certain things which will be useful only for short notes or medium type notes, and there are certain things useful for essay type. So categorization करके जो है आप पढ़ना चाहिए. Then develop a positive attitude towards life, towards studies, towards challenges, and towards everything in life. Be disciplined. Without discipline, nothing great was ever accomplished in this world. Get organized, systematic. That is included in discipline. Improve your self-management skills. One single word, let me tell you, is very much related to the self-development I was discussing the other day on Monday. Because it includes self-control, self-discipline, self-confidence. It implies working according to a timetable, a plan of action. It includes your time, energy, habits, study desk, and everything else. Develop speed reading. It's necessary, because as you move up in your life, you have to read hundreds and hundreds of pages with better retention and improved recall. Learn to condense, compress, reduce. Revision will become easy with condensed notes. You would be able to relate yourself to the knowledge. There is sometimes a problem that can be called as favorite subjects and not so favorite subjects. Tough subjects and easy subjects. There are people who spend more time disproportionately. Instead of 87, they may get 95. But in the tough subject, instead of 60, they will get 42. So be wise in allocating the time between them. It's a question of timing and taste. Please refer to my session on motivation and self-development and kindly select the relevant points. I have come across a booklet written by a very popular fiction writer of Telugu, Yandamuri Veerendranath. 100 tips on how to get a rank. I thought many points of that will be useful. I'll be sending a soft copy of this, and along with my slides, I request Shastri Garu and Athalapati Garu to make them available to those who are interested. So it's about 4:40 now. Any questions, please? Any suggestions? If you have heard of things that are deserving to be included in a presentation of this type, I request you to pass them on to me so that I can make an improved presentation next time wherever an opportunity comes. I hope you got inspired. That is the purpose of any intellectual activity. Now begin the journey, and I wish you all the best.
There are questions, I think.
One second.
chat.
I have not yet said this is my last slide. 1 second, please. So any questions, if you have, I would like to remind you of the beautiful lines of poetry from Gurujada. I have already shown you this. This I have already shown you. My presentation is over. Thank you. Over to you. If you have any questions, I will answer.
Please switch on your video, sir.
Huh?
Please switch on your video.
Switch on or switch off?
Switch on, switch on.
Switch on. I think it was on all the while, isn't it?
Now, when he stops sharing the screen,
Yeah.
he will
No, I
appear.
have not
don't worry.
stopped.
No, sir, I am talking. We want to see you, and because there are some questions from the participants.
Okay. 1 minute, huh? Give me just 1 minute's time.
Sure.
If you want to see me, how do I make myself visible to you? God.
Once you stop sharing, I think you will appear.
Wait, acha, maybe that's the thing. Okay, okay. I think you are able to see me.
No,
That I don't know why it is not.
maybe your video you must switch on.
I think just 1 second. Maybe you are able to see me now.
Not yet.
Oh, okay. Imagine that I am talking to you. Let's see. I
Okay.
think because of the power failure, right? There was
Okay.
a problem, isn't it?
Okay, no problem.
As long as
I
I'm
think-
audible, that I think is more important than my visibility. Right?
Yeah.
Yes, please. Go on. Shoot. Is someone taking care of asking me the questions?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. I think.
So now I request my friend Zeba Fatima from BBA first year to ask the questions mentioned in the chat box. Student.
Good evening, sir. So here are some questions
Let me
asked by our
locate it.
participants.
आप कौन से नाम से दिखाई दे रहे हैं यहाँ? जेबा, हाँ माँ बोलो.
Zeba, we want to see you.
Don't press a lady to show her face. Maybe she's ready to be
No,
seen
no.
or not ready.
They are ready.
She's part of the organizing team. She can't hide her face. Those who are not in the organizing team, I can understand. Those who are
You
in the
told that
organizing,
all organizing team people must come in a very presentable manner.
yeah.
Yes.
तैयार होके आना है बोल के बताया क्या?
And every day we are changing the organizing team by retaining 2 persons, 1 or 2 persons as such. Therefore, everyone should get trained in the college. Yeah,
Zeba.
Ziba,
Start.
start.
Okay, sir.
Please.
So here I go with the first question. Sumaya Mahin asks, sir, can you explain the memory point or the memorization point?
For example, if a rock is put, if a small rock is put in a glass of water, rock cannot absorb water. It may become a bit wet, but it will definitely be dry. But if you put a piece of cloth or a sponge, cloth or sponge would attract water. Similarly, our mind, when we are reading, listening, studying, etc., or thinking, should absorb knowledge, own it, internalize it. I have given you sufficient slides on memory. Actually, when I was finalizing the slides today, I was wondering, should I spend so much of time on memory, recollection, forgetting, etc., and so on. I think disproportionately, I have biased myself towards memory and all that. Please go through my slides and feel free in case any of you have some doubts, etc. Okay, Amma?
Yeah, somebody who is reading the questions, please read the name of the person who asked the question also, because they will be feeling happy.
Okay, sir. Gopal Rao, sir, what is self?
हाँ? जरा जोर से पढ़िए ना.
Next question is from Venugopal Rao, sir.
हाँ?
He asks, what? Sir, is my voice on?
Yes, yes, go ahead.
Be a little louder, be a little slower.
Next question is from Venugopal Rao, sir. He asks, what is self-learning and what is learning?
Self-learning, we were able to hear. Afterwards, we were not able to hear you.
What is self-learning and what is self-learning?
What is self-learning?
And uses
And what
of
are the
learning.
uses of self-learning? Yes.
I think Venugopal Rao himself.
Yes, sir.
No, I will take it.
Hello. Hello.
So what
I
is
think-
self-learning
Hello.
and uses of self-learning?
Hello.
Uses of self-learning.
Yes.
I think, sir.
Okay.
I think, sir, again went off. I think.
Okay,
Just 1
then
minute.
you have to keep the speaker.
Just 1 minute, sir. Just 1 minute. He's calling. He's not able to. We are not able to.
Yeah. Because chat box, many questions are there. It will be nice if he answers them. We can also answer, but let him answer.
Hello. Sir, mala poyinda. Okay. ఇప్పుడు స్పీకర్ ఆన్ చేస్తున్నా సార్ మళ్ళా. Yeah, sure. Sir is again the power is off and he is on the speaker mode.
Okay.
And
question మీరు మన చదవండి అయిపోయింది.
Let me, Zeba, please repeat the question with a lot of clarity, slowly. Yeah, please do that.
No, if our internet is not good, let Mas do that because she is neither appearing nor clear in her questions.
Maz, please repeat the question. Please check the chat box. Start questions.
She has to be clear in voice. She has to be clear in his face, her face. Both she should be clear.
I'm waiting for
Sure.
the question, please.
Yes.
Yeah, Zeba, you ask Syed Mas.
The next question is from Mr. Venu Gopal Rao, sir.
Yeah.
What is self-learning and uses of self-learning?
Sir, I think it's clear.
What is self-learning? What are the uses of self-learning? This is the question from Venugopal. Are you there, sir? Hello? 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 Hello?
Switch off చేసి మళ్ళీ ఆన్ చేయండి. నేను చేయనా?
నేను చేస్తున్నాను సార్. మీరు చేస్తే మళ్ళీ వస్తుంది. సార్ స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ అయిపోతుంది. స్విచ్ ఆఫ్ అయిపోతుంది. Yeah, it's there, sir. I am available. Hello? Hello? We are not able to hear, sir. Phone మీద కూడా. Hello? Hello? Let him do it. Sir. Hello.
కలవకపోతే నన్ను క్లియర్ చేయమంటే నేను చేస్తాను.
యా వినపడుతుంది సార్. ఇప్పుడు వినపడుతుంది. యా స్పీకర్ ఆన్ చేస్తున్నాను సార్. స్పీకర్ ఆన్ చేస్తున్నాను కొంచెం. యా స్పీకర్ ఇస్ ఆన్.
Right.
యా.
The question may be repeated, please.
Yes. The question is from Venu Gopal Rao, sir. Sir, what is self-learning and uses of self-learning?
Self-learning is learning on your own. For example, Ekalavya in Mahabharata was not taught anything by Dronacharya as Dronacharya has taught Arjuna. Hello?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
In a way, it is open learning or distance learning. That is, you internalize the knowledge and learn on your own without anyone as teacher. That is the meaning of that.
Yeah. Next question.
Uses of.
Uses also. What are the uses?
Hello?
Yes, sir. We are able to hear.
Yes, then go on. The next question.
Next.
I already answered it.
Next question, please.
The next question is from Richa. When time passes unnoticed, why people say that we have to wait for right time?
Baba, question sahi nahi sunai diya. Please repeat clearly.
Repeat.
మీరు చెప్పండి ఇంకా ఆయన కనబడదు అక్కడ.
Wait, sir. I will just.
Yeah.
I request you to take over this responsibility because of the power.
Yeah. I am.
You read the question, I will answer the question.
Sure. 1 minute, sir. 1 minute. There are a lot of, yeah. One of the questions says that, are you sure that the animals do not think?
Did I say that the animals do not think?
That's
For
Slide-
example, when a
slide lo
dog
vachindi.
barks at you, when a
Eh,
dog
eh.
barks at you, it recognizes you. Our recognition is because of thinking and recollecting. I said levels of concentration, complexity of thinking, creative thinking, analytical thinking, observational thinking, out of the box thinking. Our animals are not gifted with these things. Is that clear?
Yeah,
No.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Very good. Next question.
Yeah. When time passes unnoticed, why people say that we have to wait for right time? I'm repeating the question. When time passes,
I got it,
yeah,
Sarthika.
please, sir.
See, when you are reckless, indisciplined, careless, time passes unnoticed. What do you mean by unnoticed? Every second, whether you notice it or not, it has been going on, isn't it? Now, simply because you are not doing anything, why do you think that the clock has stopped? It is your wrong perception. It is your non-seriousness. Do you get me?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Next question, please.
ఇందులో second question ఉంది. The second question is, people say we have to wait for right time.
Waiting for the right time is, and sometimes it is imposed, or sometimes it is self-imposed, sometimes it is imposed by circumstances. Say, for example, a 10-year-old boy comes and asks his father, "Sir, father, I would like to get married." So what will the father say? अभी बहुत साल है बाबा, 10 साल तक ठहरू, उसके बाद मैं तुम्हें शादी करवा दूंगा, ठीक है?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Number 2,
Yeah.
someone says, a brilliant fellow like Einstein, he gets admitted in the month of July. He says, "Sir, annual exam in August. Conduct a special exam. Any day, any time, any test I will conduct. I will pass." Can you conduct? Will the university give a degree to him separately? What we mean by wait for the right time means you must meanwhile build, improve your qualities and deserving nature before you desire something for that particular time. Next question, please.
How should we memorize in such a way that it will be remembered for a lifetime?
It depends on the impact, depends on the force, depends on the weight, depends on the significance of it. Say, for example, if you don't mistake me, I'm giving you deliberately a what shall I say, humorous example. Let's say you propose to a lady and the lady slaps you. I'm sure you will never forget it in your life. I don't know if people forget, I don't know, but I think you will not be able to forget. But let's say you smile at 10 people, and because you are a very attractive young man, all the 10 people would smile back. Will you remember these 10 smiles for your life?
Yes.
I'm not very sure. That's the answer for your question. Next question, please.
Yeah, there are no other questions, sir.
No other questions. Thank God.
Yeah.
I thought I am in for a series of questions where I have to use my creative ability to answer the questions because they are out of syllabus.
Yeah.
सिलेबस में ही नहीं है, ना कोई पढ़ाए हमको, ना कोई सिखाए, तो हम कहाँ से सीख के जो है बोलेंगे. ठीक है, don't worry. Now friends, last few words with the student participants. I do not know how many of them are there and
Yeah.
in what mood they are in this particular moment, whatever it may. Dear friends, in a way I am summarizing, but in a way I am trying to satisfy myself because of the power cut condition. 1, time is the most precious. Never neglect. Use it properly. Use it wisely. That includes rest, relaxation, playing with children, playing with dealing with elders, friends, films, TV, internet browsing, everything included, but a sense of purpose, a sense of proportion, and a sense of property. 2, never miss the goal in your life. Even if you are a very filthy rich person, or even if you are a poor person. Number 3, studies are so critical. Let me tell you that if you neglect your preparation for the life, 25 years if you want to, I'll put it this way. Let's say next 5 years if you want to enjoy, next 70 years you will be missing the standards of life. And the next 5 years if you want to study seriously, you will have an uninterrupted 75 years of enjoyment available for you. Now you have to choose between 5 years of happiness, sacrificing 75 years of standards, or 5 years of serious study and acquiring control over 75 years of life. This is what I want to tell you. I'm sorry because of the interruptions and all that. I'll be sending the slides so they get back the power. I request you people to go through these two. And maybe next Thursday, I think, I'll be able to talk to you on human values. And if you have any questions unasked or unanswered during this particular week, be prepared and I will spend some time next time that we'll be discussing with those questions and answers. Thanks a lot, Dr. Shastri Garu, Agarpati Garu, Venumadhav Garu, and all others. Good luck. Wish you all the best. Shubham Swasti.
Please stay back, sir. Please stay back on the speaker, sir.
Sir,
Please stay back on the speaker, sir, for a few minutes.
Oh, sure. I'm
Yeah.
staying
Sir.
back. No problem
sir,
at all.
chatting in the people, many of them have said, including some senior from friends from professors, that they want the PowerPoint to them. So I
Same
request the organizers to take it a point
Send
to
it to them.
give it to them,
Yeah, we'll get, sir.
because the author
Give it
has
to
given.
anybody who wants. Give it to anybody who wants. Uninterrupted, unquestioned. Let it reach as many as you can.
Yeah, now I think the students can manage. Yeah, you must plan and manage properly.
Thank you, sir, for enlightening our minds with your beneficial words, motivating, enhancing, and teaching us to manage our lives.
Rani Varma raised her hand.
Yes.
What does she want to share or say?
Yeah.
What do you want?
Now I request my dear friend Rani from BBA first year to propose a formal vote of thanks.
Okay.
Good evening, everyone. On behalf of college management, principal, staff, and students, I would like to thank our special guest lecturer, Professor Vishwanathan Garu, for visiting and enlightening us with his knowledge. Today's lecture was full of motivation and interesting things. It gave deep insights into the topic and also revealed some interesting facts. The points where Professor V. Vishwanathan Garu told us about the time management refers to the efficient and effective use of your personal time to meet your professional and personal goals. Problem identification requires critical thinking, but solutions require creative thinking. Was really informative, inspired. I'm pretty sure that the precious knowledge that SAR gives us will definitely help us in our studies and future. Once again, I would like to thank Professor V. Vishwanathan Garu for taking out time from their busy schedule and enlightening us with the knowledge. Thank you so much, sir. I would also thank our secretary and correspondent KV Ashlapati Garu, Director Professor C.G. Shastri Garu, Principal P. Venumadhu Garu for organizing this session and inviting Professor V. Vishwanathan Garu to conduct it. I want to thank the students committee who really worked hard to make this event successful. Also thank to all the students present here for paying your attention and learning. Finally, I would end my speech with few words. The universe is not in a hurry. You are. That is why you are anxious, stressed, and disappointed. Trust that what yours will be yours. Thank you, one and all.
Thank you, Amma. God bless you.
I convey my gratitude towards the guest of honor for taking out time to hear from the best Professor Vishwanathan Garu. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yeah, before you close, you announce that next program is on Thursday. Rajesh Parshad is going to speak on goal setting. And that you will get the link and you will also get the poster. But you should be prepared that next Thursday, Monday, Thursday, 3 o'clock sharp. That's what we need to announce.
Thank you, sir. You announced that.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
So
you.
can I switch off my
Yeah,
phone?
yeah, please. Thank you for the adaptability, sir. You have adapted to the uncertain event of losing electricity. Actually,
Expect the unexpected. Be prepared for the worst.
it's a lesson for all our BBA and BCom students, sir, management students. Actually, a great learning for us. Actually, you have come out. Thank you very much, sir. Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
God
you.
bless you. Bye.
So that is how the adaptability is there. The person with age who is aged around 80 years is able to manage the Zoom so perfectly, and also in the event of losing his electricity current at his place, actually he has adapted himself to come on the phone and speaker phone, and made us very happy in conducting this particular program. Thank you very much. Thank you all.
The session is ended.